Hi, I'm Tanya,
And my name is Mike.
and we are the Toledo Group.
So, how do we encourage an apprehensive buyer or a resistant buyer to make the move or to step it up? I mean, look, every buyer is different. I think Tanya will agree that there are some buyers out there that if you push them, they'll leave. They have left. We had a client recently that we worked with for 10 years. Um, Say that we felt you were pushing us into a property we didn't like, and that's only because we thought it was the right property, and again, apparently it was the wrong time. So you can push the right person, and you can also push the wrong person. So you got to take that into consideration. But right now in the marketplace, the way it is right now, I think Tanya will agree that the strongest way to show a buyer who's apprehensive that he needs to make a move now is to show him what he could have paid for the house 4 months ago when he didn't, and suggest to him what he's going to pay for the house 4 months from now if he does it now. Because the truth is like I said in our last video, we have a house that went up $400,000 in the last 6 months. So I'll just say, pay the number now, or you're going to pay $200,000 more in 6 months, $300,000 more in 6 months. So I mean, how much more motivation do you need? Why do I have to encourage you? The financials and the numbers themselves should be the motivating factor, and you should see this. We all have access to the information. Every time we sit down with the client, they have the same information we have. But the truth is, there's no reason to be apprehensive. The equity gains are so great. All of our buyers who have been apprehensive over the course of the last year and a half, I think would call us and say that they wish they would have bought when they did.
You always have to just remember, and this is because I usually, work with the buyers, and Mike usually does the listings. And I tell people, it's a very aggressive market right now. If you are not, willing to step up and really see what's going on, then you're not going to be able to get a property right now. And I don't like pushing people. I tell them. I tell people, if this was me, I might not do this. And I'm very honest. But I said, listen, if you're going to be in this property for 7+ years, then it's fine. You might be overpaying a little bit initially, but like Mike said, the market is so crazy, especially the Westside market right now, because there's no inventory, and there's not a lot of land anymore, and there's not a lot of houses for new construction because there's just, the demand and supply is just low. So you just want to make sure that you understand that you always want to feel comfortable, because you don't want to push a buyer into something and then get into escrow and then they cancel because they're not ready. So I tell the buyers from the beginning, this is what's going on. This is how this roller coaster is going to look like. And, at the end of the day, there's going to be, 10+ offers, and it's going to go fast, and people are going to jump the price. So is that okay with you? Can you stomach that? So these are things that buyers need to really think about, because, it's not like, oh, things are going to sell underpriced or anything like that. The market's hot, and things are selling over with many offers.
Let's take a real-time example. I'll give you an absolute example for this. So we work with Ron Wynn, and team gets a lot of listings, and we have a lot of opportunities to represent buyers on the listings. And I tend to be very honest with people. Hey, we've got offers over 1.6. If you want to write an offer on this property, it needs to be over 1.6. You need to be at 1.650. This is the number. And if you're not doing that, then what's the point? We already have a number like this. So if I have 160 on the table, what is 1.575 going to do for me? But the problem is I was dissuading people from writing offers. I scared them into not writing offers because I was telling them where the trajectory was going to go. So I ended up with no offers on the property. So the next time another property came up, we tried a different approach. The different approach was, even though we had offers at 1.6, the property was listed at 1.5. We had offers up to 1.6. My normal mindset would have been, listen, if you're not going to write me an offer over 1.6, don't even waste your time, because you're not going to be considered. Instead of doing that, I wanted to allow people to write the offer they wanted to write. I wanted to give them the opportunity to write the number I suggested, but I wanted to make the relationship by writing the offer and giving them the chance. So on this particular property, it's the one we mentioned earlier, it's listed at 1.5 million. I wrote 9 offers on this property. 9 offers myself, from 1.525 all the way up to 1.615. Okay? The house sold for $1.8 million.
No contingencies.
No contingencies.
All cash. 15-day close. Done deal.
If I would have pushed these people to write 1.650, I would have lost them. let alone if I would have pushed them to 1.7, 1.750, 1.8. So it's really hard to know when to push, but if we are pushing you, it's because it's what you need to do to get the house. I mean, I wish I would have told these people, don't waste your time unless it's 1.6, because there were a couple people that were willing to come up more, this, that, but nobody was willing to meet the 1.8. So, I mean, it's just crazy. When your agent pushes you, if it's for the right reason, you gotta listen. It's not ill-intended. It's just to get the job done, which is to get you the house.
And also, you know, you're gonna lose before you get a yes. And so just know that that's part of the whole process right now. And, you know, it could take 6 months, it could take a year. And I just tell people, especially the buyers, you can't get emotional. I know it's easier said than done, but this is what happens. People get upset, and you know, when they don't get things, and then they have to go through that to get to the finish line to finally say, this is what I'm doing. And this is why people are bidding so high, because they've lost so many and they want to get it. So it's a very unique market. You know, I feel bad sometimes because, you know, I work with the buyers, and you know, people have to lose before they get it, but that's part of the, you know, that's part of the nature of the beast.
And everybody has a different threshold for pain, right? So if you can take a lot of pain and a lot of loss, then it's going to take you longer to get to the place where you realize, okay, I'm going to have to just do whatever it takes to get this done. If you have a very low threshold for pain, you might come to that realization after 1 or 2 losses of properties. But if you have a really strong, stubborn threshold for pain, and you're sure you know what's going on, it might take you 8 to 9 houses lost before you come to the realization that, okay, fine, I'm just going to have to do whatever it takes to get it done. So keep that in mind in this process. I mean, as much as you like to dictate the process, everybody has a different threshold for pain. Every seller is different. Every deal is different. You just don't know what's going to happen. So if we're pushing you, it's for a good reason, but know who to push and who not to push. It's really important. And when, and not when to push. So if you are thinking about buying or selling, or just have some general questions about the process, is it right for me? Is this the right time for me? Feel free to give us a call.
We're always here to help. Even if you just need a painter, you know, any vendors, we're always here. So just give us a call. You know, even if you're thinking about refinancing, or you know, whatever the question is, the Toledos are always here, and we're available to help.
Yeah, anytime the market is the way it is right now, especially when it's crazy the way it is, it's more important that you call somebody who knows what to do now, more important now than ever before.